When we are talking about narcissistic abuse, what we are really referring to is, in fact, bullying. The reason bullying continues to be such a problem is because people don't hate bullying enough. We're going to change that right now. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We.
This is a terrible story that every parent dreads.
Schools have a problem with violence.
That child that I dropped off at 7:30 that morning, he is not the same anymore.
In 2,100 violent incidents in Ontario alone.
Families are going to say,
after being relentlessly bullied at school.
For so long and nobody's hearing it.
Bullying is an epidemic.
I had the opportunity to speak with all of those.
It's a nightmare.
Before I get into this message, I want to let you know that I am taking one-on-one appointments. Down in the description box, down below, you'll find access to my calendar where you can schedule some one-on-one time with me, and I look forward to talking about these matters with you. Now, hate is a strong word. Open up your Bible, because there are 6 things that God hates, 7 that God finds detestable according to the Bible. And guess what? 4 of those happen to be character attributes of narcissistic bullies. So if God can hate these things, so can I, and so can you. When I hear these tragic stories of people who deal with bullies on a daily basis, to the point where not only are they getting hurt and tormented physically, mentally, and emotionally by the bullies, but then they think about hurting themselves as a result of it.
Mourning the loss of 13-year-old Rosalie Avila. The teen took her own life after being relentlessly bullied at school.
They say weeks of constant bullying cost him his life.
Family says after years of bullying, Daniel wrote a final letter to his school detailing his torment.
Cornelia Reynolds issued a statement saying she'd give anything to have her son back.
They're victims of a failed system, a system that is failing to deal with bullies. Why? Because the current system doesn't deal with bullies. Why aren't bullies being dealt with? Well, it comes down to this very misinterpreted thing called compassion. Well, we got to show compassion to the bullies because they're hurting. They've had rough upbringings. It's that nonsense that hurt people hurt people. Another false slogan that has got us all jacked up. Hurt people hurt people. No, they don't. I was raised in an environment where I was hurt. I'm a hurting person. Many of the greatest, most contributing people in society come from the most horrible of backgrounds. That's what hurt does. It drives you to be better. So when we talk about bullies and bullying and narcissists, they typically come from environments not where they were mistreated, but where they had zero discipline. Zero. They know no consequences in life, so they feel entitled and empowered to do and say whatever they want to do and say. And our system of dealing with these types of people is to have compassion. Who decided that compassion is going to reach through to people who know no discipline in life? It's senseless. We can't sit back and rely on the institutions to change their policies on bullying. Public schools are not going to change the way they operate. Neither are the workplaces, and neither are even families. So the burden is on you. The burden is on me. We need to adjust how we see bullying so we can deal with it as we see fit. And in order to change the way we deal with bullying, we need to be able to see bullying the same way that God sees it, with hate. We need to hate the characteristics of bullying. So when you think about the characteristics of bullying, what do you think of? What do you think of? What comes to your mind when you think of narcissistic bullying? Do you guys know how you can identify a bully?
I know. To identify a bully, bullies are mean. They'll take all your stuff. They mostly want to be bigger and better than you.
Okay. Kenzie, what do you think? Give Kenzie the microphone. What do you do, Kenzie? What do you do if somebody's bullying you?
I would go to my mom and say it, but also I'll try to fight him.
You try to fight him? All right.
No, don't fight him. Don't fight a bully.
That's the wrong answer, Kenzie.
No.
Yes, no. It's cute and it's funny, but Connor's absolutely right.
Do not fight a bully.
You don't want to fight a bully unless, what if the bully is actually physically attacking you?
Like actually hurting you.
Like actually grabbing you.
Then you can attack back.
That's called self-defense. I'm going to simplify this into 4 basic characteristics. These are just 4 basic characteristics. Again, they're biblical. These are 4 of the 7 things that God finds detestable. And these 4 characteristics are common amongst all bullies. They share these characteristics in common. And if we learn to hate these things, then we can start dealing with it. Start to protect ourselves and our family and make better decisions for ourselves amongst bullies in a system that refuses to do anything but offer them compassion and reward bullying, right? So, what are these characteristics? The first one is that of arrogance. Arrogance needs to be one of the first things that you hate. And now arrogance and pride are different things. A person can be proud and not be arrogant. For example, I am proud. I am proud of the royal we. I am proud of you for watching this video this long. I am proud. There's nothing wrong with that kind of pride. Arrogance is different. Arrogance is way off the chart. Arrogance is in this place where you have to put other people down. That's what arrogance is. Arrogance is putting yourself up on a seat that looks down on people, saying, you're ugly, your shoes don't match, your shirt is backwards, your pants are ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb. These are all words of arrogance, and they flow from the mouths of bullies like diarrhea that comes out of their mouths. And we need to look at it as that. We need to be like, oh, we need to hate that arrogance. God hates arrogance. In the Bible, it's called haughtiness. Haughtiness? Haughtiness. God hates haughtiness? Whatever. Look it up. It's arrogance, right? The second characteristic that's common amongst bullying is the lying. And now this is a iffy area because I understand that we all, to an extent, have had times in our life where we lie. Even Abraham in the Bible, the Old Testament, lied to save his life and to save his wife. So we're not talking about evasiveness. We're not talking about somebody who you want nothing to do with coming up to you saying, hey, do you want to go hang out and do some bullshit nonsense together? And you go, you know what? Actually, I got a phone call with my mom at 6. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to make it. Okay? That's evasiveness. That's not intentionally trying to hurt somebody. When we're talking about the lying of bullies, we're talking about an intentional hurting somebody. They hurt somebody, they steal, they rob, they cheat, they manipulate, and then they sit there and go, wasn't me. Wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Very, very dark, very sinister way of lying just to get out of the trouble of something that they actually really truly did. We need to hate that. Hate it passionately. The third characteristic, this is an obvious one, hostility. Unprovoked hostility. Narcissistic bullies are full of rage. They walk around with the hugest chip on their shoulder. Again, not because hurt people. It's not a result of having a horrible upbringing. It's a result of them being allowed to have a chip on their shoulder. Them being told, we have compassion for you because you're angry. So they carry this anger on their shoulder like it's their calling and their purpose in life to march around mouthing off and fighting people. Unprovoked. Innocent people. And it's the innocent people who get hurt. We need to see this and we need to hate that hostility. Last but not least, the fourth one is to hate evil. Narcissistic bullies are evil. What is evil? People don't even really fully understand what evil means. The devil's evil. Yes, but do you know what makes the devil evil? It's planning and scheming. That's basically the definition of evil. Planning and scheming to do bad. It's a bully saying, little Johnny gets out of class at 1:45 p.m. I'm going to hide behind the bush, wait for him to walk through the door, and I'm going to jump out and I'm going to get. That type of planning and scheming is evil. God hates that. This is where we get into premeditation, premeditated assault, premeditated whatever. That's evil. You're dealing with the face of evil when you deal with bullies who plan and scheme When he comes here, I'm going to stand over him and I'm going to yell and I'm going to tell him this and I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to hit him. Evil flows through their veins and we need to hate it. We need to stop having compassion for it. Why? Because they're allowing it. Compassion's not what they need. It needs to be detestable. We need to be disgusted by it. That is what's going to get that to go away, is to hate evil. 4 of the 7 things that God hates: arrogance, lying, hostility, unprovoked hostility, and evil. If God hates it, so can I, and so can you. And if you want to change bullying, you have to hate these things, not have compassion for it, not give it more permission, not turn bullies into the victims so they walk around saying, we're the victims, let us bully. The time for believing that hurt people is over. Then we can start to talk about how to bring change into the institutions. But it starts with us. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you'll find access to my calendar where you can schedule one-on-one time with me. Telephone calls, FaceTime, WhatsApp, video chats. It's all down there. So head on down to the description box, schedule some time with me.